Greetings, Diocese of Olympia, and all who may be watching. Racism, white privilege, white supremacy, inequality, injustice, and discrimination have once again risen to the surface in this country and in our church. We have encountered similar moments in these last years, but this time, indeed, things do seem to be different, and at least in my mind, that's a very good thing. What is palpably different this time is that action is occurring and the will to change seems far less fleeting. However, I worry. I worry because it's very human for us, like we have so much with this current pandemic, to want to run back to normality, to search for the comfortable. The American impatience has caused us to perhaps have the worst response to the virus of the whole world, and that being our usual pattern, it does not bode well for this very real issue unless we guard against that. We are very susceptible to the thinking that everyone else needs to change or someone else needs to change, but that the need and call for change doesn't include me or us. And I have to say, this is most prevalent in my tribe, the Anglos of this nation, the white people. What you will see below is only the beginning, and it is the beginning of what I believe and our staff believes will be a long process, a challenging one, a sometimes painful one. That process recognizes and proclaims that the call for change includes every one of us in this church, every one of us on this staff, and very much includes me. Many of the details of our process will be shared as it and as we evolve on this work. We believe any process has to begin with listening to all involved, but first and foremost, listening to those in this church who have most suffered at the hands of an unequal and unjust system. And so with the discussion with ministers of color last weekend and now with this outline below, that listening begins. I want to share that my staff and me have taken our time, but we have not been wasting our time. Instead, we have been seriously working on how to move forward, and even more importantly, how to do that in a way that is sustainable and is more than just the usual salve and band-aid we have so often put on moments such as this. This process is designed to change our hearts so that our system and our common life might change as well. As the great civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis has said, we may not have chosen this time, but the time has chosen us. We here in the office of the bishop are ready to accept that call, and we are urging you all to come along with us. As with any project of this magnitude and emotion, I have learned that the risk of such aspirations is that everyone will become both a critic and an expert. You will not be surprised to know we are seeing some of that already. So I urge you to be gentle with each other and with yourself, and to be patient, and even more, something very lacking today, no matter what part of the theological or political spectrum you call home, to cultivate within yourself and among those to whom you converse and learn a curiosity about the facts, a curiosity about the story of the other, a curiosity and a willingness to look inside yourself and to see both what is good to see and what may be much more difficult to see and own. All of that is risky. We know we're going to make mistakes, stumble along the way, but it is so often that reticence, that fragility that stops us from going to the deep place we have to go to truly make a difference. That denial is a virus too, and we need to vaccinate ourselves against that this time in every way we can. Our staff will get things wrong. We don't pretend to know exactly what to do at this moment or how, but we are intent on doing something. We see our work as attempting to design something that has never been tried before. It will come with challenge and sacrifice, and will never be allowed to come to its greatest potential if we do not acknowledge and accept that there will be discomfort, sacrifice, grief along the way. However, ultimately our hope, long term, in beginning this process, will also come joy, liberation, truth, and reconciliation. We are a long way from that, but we want to start intentionally walking toward it. I believe this work fits exactly with our new diocesan vision. We will never fully live into that vision unless we're willing to walk willingly into such threats to the unity of our body. Many will couch all of this as being political and a place the church, our office, this bishop should not stick their nose. By now, you know I disagree with that. This work is not blue or red. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's not liberal or conservative. This work is the very work we are called to in our baptismal covenant. It is exactly the work we say we vow to in those promises, the very first time we promise them and every time we renew them. This is gospel work. We cannot adequately pay homage and honor and loyalty to the one we follow and not be willing to engage it. So please read what follows in this post today, but in all those to come on this matter, with that in mind. And know that every one of you reading and watching today, no matter your race, color, sexuality, theological or political leaning, has a place in this discussion, is crucial to it, and is equally invited into it. The next, much more detailed outline will be coming in several weeks, but this work, as you will see, will go on for a while. It took us a long time to get to this place. It will take time, dedication, sacrifice, and effort to move out of it. I'm so thankful, so blessed to be on this walk at this time with all of you. Blessings to each and every one of you.